Am I the asshole? For not accepting student work which is improperly submitted? I am doing a favor for a friend and filling in as a computer science teacher when he's on extended leave. His syllabus states that online homework assignments must be submitted with the proper file name format. It's quite simple: the name of the assignment, plus the last 4 digits of their student ID number. The name that they are supposed to use is given in the instructions. So, for an assignment where they had to write a simple program to add 2 numbers, it might be something like. If something isn't submitted with the right file name format, then it technically doesn't count until it's resubmitted properly. I didn't create this policy. My buddy did, and the principal of the school approved the syllabus. Problem is that they can't follow these simple instructions. Half the time they don't know how to upload a file, or they forgot their student ID number despite carrying an ID with them. Often they take screenshots of code, take pics of their screen, submit code in Word documents, and so on. All of this despite being shown nearly every class how to do it. Later the bride and this friend got in touch and expressed how disappointed they were that I didn't take part in this tradition for Amy's sake. Every other unmarried woman took part, and they said that making a clear political statement at Amy's wedding was cruel, as they know about my thoughts around all of it. Amy said her bouquet toss memories are now tarnished knowing how much I'm judging it from a feminist perspective. They said I can decide to not do things at my own weddings, but it's only polite to take part in the activities at other people's. I want to make it clear I barely talk about my opinions on this stuff, only when asked, and with so many disclaimers that I do not judge people for doing any of it. I am not that person. Am I the asshole? For not taking part? Not the asshole. Good grief. If that's the worst thing that happened at Amy's wedding, she had a really good wedding. Not the asshole. This is ridiculous. Amy said her bouquet toss memories are now tarnished knowing how much I'm judging it from a feminist perspective. Bouquet toss memories? I didn't do a bouquet toss at my own wedding, so maybe I am not understanding the significance, but this is laughably dramatic for something that takes like 1 minute of wedding reception time. Not the asshole. Your Amy friend and Mo need to evolve into this century. Also, who takes attendance at a bouquet toss? Not the asshole. They are being ridiculous. You didn't tarnish a thing, she is just being dramatic. You shouldn't be forced to do anything that makes you uncomfortable or goes against your beliefs for the sake of someone else's moment. Not the asshole. I skipped my sister's bouquet toss because I was in a bad relationship and felt uncomfortable participating. Did she throw a fit about me, her only sister, not participating? No, because you aren't and should not be required to participate. Let the people who want it fight over the flowers, it only makes sense. Not the asshole. Tell your friends to get over themselves. What a freaking stupid reason to get upset. Not the asshole. Good God, do people not have anything better to do with their fucking time other than worry about the dumbest shit? Why this bothers her is beyond me. You're not the asshole. Friends should have respected your choice, knowing your feelings about wedding traditions. Not the asshole. You weren't making a political statement or any other kind of statement by not participating in the bouquet toss. You were simply declining to participate and were being respectful about it by not sitting there drawing attention to yourself but instead going to the ladies' room. They are grossly overreacting. Not the asshole. You'd be a jerk if you had long-winded conversations about how stupid the tradition is at her wedding, but it sounds like you tried to discreetly opt out. Why do they want to force you to do something? I have never participated in a bouquet toss and have heard zero feedback about that. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. That is so dumb. Not the asshole. If that's all it takes to tarnish her memories, then why did she invite anyone? People aren't your puppets to play your games. They're allowed to choose what they do. Not the asshole. While I don't see throwing the bouquet as an anti-woman statement, no one should be required to participate. You tried to get away without making a scene, but the Mo wouldn't let it go. She obviously guessed why you didn't take part. I don't understand why Amy is offended or even cares. Not the asshole. You there, property, get over here. Not the asshole H. If they know you are not going to get married, and you did actually take part and caught the bouquet, wouldn't they be even more upset? Not only did you take part in a tradition you don't care about or support, but everyone who knows you knows that what it's symbolic of is meaningless because you're simply not going to be married. Like someone else said, this is such a non-issue that it sounds like the wedding went great and they don't have anything to actually complain about. Absolutely not the asshole. Why do so many people think because it's their wedding they get to have a say in what people do say or act look at their wedding? You weren't rude. You didn't get on your soapbox regarding all the outdated traditions from when women were basically a commodity. If you're going to pee while the bride threw flowers at her friends was the worst thing that happened at her wedding, she should count her lucky stars. Not the asshole. If you don't want to take part, don't. I'd rather only half the women took part, but they really wanted to do it, than all the women were there grudgingly. So I think Amy's opinion is rather silly. Not the asshole. If you're not getting married, why would you want to catch the bouquet for who will get married next? Not the asshole. Political statement. She's being so dramatic. What did she expect you to do? Stand there in the middle of the other unmarried women and just not try at all? I feel like that is a bigger statement than just excusing yourself to the restroom. It's not you took a knee at a 9/11 memorial or something. Which would still be your right BTW. Not the asshole. The few weddings I've been to that had this. I've always found this to be a bit cringe. Not the asshole. You expressed your opinion, to guilt you into participating makes them the A, not you. Not the asshole. Sometimes foolish people view conflicting opinions as attacks on their personal choices. This has never been the case. Not the asshole. Now it's mandatory? Because it's not. It's like eating the cake it isn't. Not the asshole. At my wedding the bouquet bounced 3 times. The woman who caught it didn't want it, threw it back up in the air, and neither did the next woman who caught it. It eventually stayed with my husband's 13-year-old sister, who was thrilled. I still consider that hilarious. I'm 77 and always thought the garter thing was cringy as fuck. I thought bridezillas stopped being bridezillas after the wedding. It appears not. I hope your friend never has a real problem, she will implode. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Also, what is that BS about feminist perspective? If you don't enjoy the tradition, you do not have to take part in it. There is nothing feminist about that. People who bring politics into any and every topic are walking red flags for me. Not the asshole. I want to get married, and I don't participate in these things either. It's treating women like cattle, in my opinion. Like getting married is the only and ultimate goal. And there's no equivalent on the men's side, and they even groan or run from the room when it's happening. It's gross and sexist. Stand your ground. Ye gods and little fishes. What century are we living in? Of course you are not the asshole. I can't believe that people stress over these unimportant details so much. I'm referring to the bride BTW. I must say that I find these wedding stories fascinating and mostly appalling. I'm sure there must be some good ones, but I am beginning to wonder. Glad I never bothered. Also saves on costs of divorce, although there will still be arguments over the books and the albums no matter what. Poor Amy is in for a rough go if this rocks her world. I'm probably be in the minority, but ESH. It's ridiculous that you not participating apparently tarnished it for her, but not participating because you're against marriage sounds silly as well. They're right to think you're judging it, because you are. It's a low-stakes wedding game that doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, and surely you could have entertained the bride by participating, i.e. pretending to go for the bouquet. It sounds like you both put too much stock into what's supposed to be something fun and goofy. You're both blowing it way out of proportion.